sweet dear magical friends. Willkommen to your psychic tarot reading with me, Natalie, spelled Natalee, as we open up the energies of your Mars stationing direct. I can see that Mars is stationing direct on Thursday, so I figured we can just use that as our special edition tarot reading. So I did, of course, meditate beforehand, as we are wont to do every single day, and I'm picking up, first of all, trust. I actually heard the word trust, and then I'm also just picking up actually like a slowness, like a stillness or something, which is kind of strange because it's Mars, stationed direct. So now at the time that Mars stations, it's not really like super gung-ho momentum right away. So maybe it's that. I don't know. I'm just the messenger. I just do what I'm told. Let's take a look. What can we expect on this Mars stationing direct? Alrighty then, we've got the Page of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Star. So you guys could have been feeling better, or that things have gotten easier as early as this past weekend, the weekend of the 𝚃𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗. That's really when I personally started to feel the lift of the stress of Mars retrograde. So that's what I'm seeing here, is that you're feeling this lift. Like the worst is over. Where is it? The Ten of Swords. The worst is over. And I mean, it was not just that I was feeling better, but things just got easier. Things have just been getting easier. And so, you could have been, if you haven't felt it yet, that's okay. You're going to feel it soon. You're definitely going to feel it soon. What we're picking up with these cards is that you or someone with whom you are connecting, really stressed and mentally worried about getting through, specifically someone's defenses. Maybe I feel like this is more defenses than boundaries. This is sort of, we respect people's boundaries, and this isn't like that kind of like alarm. This is more of, it feels like just wanting to connect with someone that also wants to connect with you. And maybe some like mixed messages or mixed signals. This Page of Swords, there could have been some tests of integrity that, I don't know, maybe there was bad timing, or maybe there was something else, or maybe there was definitely something that kind of caused, gave reason to sort of stress mentally about this. And as Mars moves forward and Gemini, it's gonna fade more and more. So we'd love to see the Star. This is healing, this is grace, this is serenity and peace. So this is really what I was picking up, tuning into your energies. It's just this like calmness, peace, so let's keep it moving. What else do we need to know about this Mars stationing? Love it. I love this energy. The Magician. So this is you or someone with whom you are connecting, feeling very full in your power, very, maybe even magnanimous in some cases. This is, the training wheels are off, the big hill awaits, and you've got your bike and you're ready to just like, you know what I'm saying? So you're at least feeling that way inside. And there may even be, that's so funny, she's bringing me to the attention, the finger pointing down, and then she just re-downloaded something that I got in meditation, but forgot when the camera started rolling to tell you. She wants me to tell you that, okay, so there's this thing, it's an anecdotal psychic thing. Every time I get in my car, I do energy work. And this is what I thought, when Mars first entered Gemini, I thought I was going to do this like daily routine, where I'm like doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing my PK every day and I'm doing this. And no, that was nothing like that. Like, we try to use the energies, we try to pull as much as we can, and our karma has an agenda all on its own. So what ended up happening is, so I do this energy work every single time I get into the car, and the music is usually on already when I turn on the car, and I usually turn it off. But what ended up happening with this Mars and Gemini is I kept it on. I kept it on, doing my energy work and really fighting the distraction, really fighting, resisting the whatever I was hearing, whether it was like a DJ or a song or voices or static, whatever. And that turned out to be one of my PK practices and PK practice sessions. My goal, my personal goal, is to be able to do my PK in under any circumstances and any conditions. And for that, you have to think about, you know, like Magneto and Auschwitz when they're taking him away from his mother and he's bending the iron gates. You know, it's kind of like that, like under the most stressful and intense circumstances, to be able to do something like that. You know, it's different when you have like your little meditation room or your special pillow or your favorite audio or the lights are a certain, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so she wanted me to convey that to you, and that did come up in your, when I was tuning into your energies. So you could have had to work with resistance or use resistance in some way, shape, or form in order to get good at something or in order to get better at something. And funny enough, that did lead to a breakthrough. Well, not like a breakthrough, more like an insight. So I guess it was like a breakthrough and insight in terms of the PK, because it caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. I was like, holy shit. So, okay. Anyway, let's move it on. Ooh, okay. Ready to move. Oh, it's magic. You really don't have anything to worry about. You really, really, really don't. Bottom of the deck, the King of Wands, the Lovers. Oh, and Death. Wow. Ooh, and he's like even blindfolded. Or not blindfolded, maybe it's just the, oh, he is, you can't see him, but it's just like a kerchief across his face. Ooh. That is very interesting. So overall, this is, okay, so this is still a relationship. So cultivating some kind of confidence in a relationship or in relationships or in how you connect with other people just generally. You know, we still have a couple of months left of Saturn in Aquarius, stress testing our groups, associations, people that we connect with because of a shared sense of humanity, a shared passion, a shared ideology. And so that includes families and tribes and coworker groups and creative collaborations, all of that, just putting the pressure on to make sure that it can hold up against everyone growing or not growing or what have you. So, you know, you've been working with some kind of resistance in specific relationships or with the other in general. And this is a very meaningful turning point for you. This could definitely be for like the Sag and Gemini Sun Moon risings, especially because this is happening in your, on that axis for you. Very, very highlighted. Doesn't have to be. It could be any sign. Just pointing that out there. Oh, especially because it's a King of Wands. Fire sign energy. Oh, I can't answer this right now. I don't want to take a call. It's gonna pull me out of the energy. This I know. I know what this call is. Okay, but we do have to, that's an important call. So I was only gonna do 3 positions anyway. So you don't have anything to worry about. This strength does speak to difficulties with the ego and maybe even with the image, or I would say it feels like these are connected. Not saying this is like Leo energy. I'm just saying that these two feel kind of connected. So it's not just humbling yourself. This is having a real understanding, a really strong grasp in understanding and getting the meaning of the individual and the partner, the partnership, and you know you have that kind of understanding, or you understand the meaning and that you've internalized it when you get the results that you want, when your behavior's changed, when your thinking has turned, those kinds of things. So always look, I'm very results based, always look for the results. If it works, you get the results that you want, there you go. And if something does not work and you don't get the results that you want, feel free to toss it out. Okay, let's start opening this up. Tell me about this Ten of Swords, Page of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Star. Oh, she's reminding me the 4 positions. Okay, I got it. I'm doing it. Some good little psychic here. Tell me about this. This is like a really nice mental healing too. Oh man, the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Moon. Someone was super tweaking out, like tweaking hard, like bugging. This is like the fears get so much bigger, and they're very real. They feel real to you. So think about those fears that feel so real. You can make anything feel that real to you, and you make the choice. You make the choice. So I do like to see the star and the moon together. So that does help a little bit. And this really, because this is clearly relationships, this is a lot of fear and anxiety regarding being like, this feels almost like what she's showing me is like a father and his children and his wife, and they're all at a dinner table, or they're all, you know, playing together on the floor, and he just feels so left out. He cannot track, maybe the kids are little, maybe they're older, but he's not tracking the conversation. They're all having some big flow without him, and he's there, but he doesn't feel like he's like a part of it. You know, there's, you know, it feels like sort of like removed or left out, or it just feels like disconnected or alienated, or maybe misunderstood, or like or even like a lack of actual chemistry, a lack of interest in your own family, or feeling like they have a genuine lack of interest in you and what you know what I'm saying? So there does seem to be some kind of weirdness there. I mean, for some of you, this could even be finances in the family that are, you know, someone's, you know, tweaking out about. Hopefully this isn't like a codependent, financially codependent situation. It can be, doesn't have to be. But this 10 of Pentacles definitely does speak to longevity in terms of a source of income or family life, or, you know what I'm saying? So someone could have been very concerned about the longevity of either a financial situation or the togetherness of the family unit, or any kind of unit. It doesn't have to be the family. It could be the friend group. It could be the creative collaboration. It could be the whatever the group happens to be, that it's either going to be defunded or run out of money, or the band's going to split up or something, you know, something like that. So this is going to be where you know for sure, and you know where you stand, and there's healing there. There's a really nice smoothing out there. So for some of you, it does mean that, here's the thing with the 9 of Wands, I'm not picking up that this is a betrayal. I'm not picking up that this is some kind of going over your boundaries. This kind of feels more like defenses have gone up way too high, and that it's finally breaking down. It's the levee's finally broken. So my Mars, so part of my Mars stationing direct has been such a big relief, because there's a huge project that I was doing behind the scenes, and there's still more I'm doing behind the scenes, but that part of it, that was the big push, and it was the whole Mars retrograde. And so once I finished it, it just immediately freed up so much of my time and freed up so much of my day, essentially. And also, I happen to have my solar return on over the weekend with the 𝚃𝚑𝚡, and there's something about having dad closure that I looked at my solar return chart, and it says this exactly like how I feel. I feel super responsible, super safe, super like grown up. Like how I felt over that past weekend was how I thought I was going to feel after my Saturn return. That's, I thought, and I did not. After my Saturn return finished up, I still felt victimized. I felt like I barely made, like I did not, but I feel great now. And you can see like in the solar return chart that there's just like this entire next year, it's going to be more about that. But here's the thing, you feel safe and you feel, see, this is a lot of like, I don't feel safe, I don't feel secure, I'm worried, whatever, all of that. Okay, I'm gonna sound so Saturn right now, but when you just like do take responsibility and you do create that for yourself, you're in control of how it all goes. Okay, so owning your own masculine energy and being good in your masculine energy means that you can own it and hold it and trust yourself. Ooh, maybe that's what the trust meant. It hit again with the trust. You trust yourself to steer the ship, or you trust yourself, and that has nothing to do with like this relationship stuff. Like you think about this like just in your own person. Okay, steering your own energies, your own self, and your own life. Don't get over involved into another person's, don't do things for other people that they need to do for themselves. That's crossing a boundary, and that's taking their lesson away from them. They put in all the work to incarnate here and to be here to learn this lesson. You're just going to take it away from them and cushion them so that they don't ever feel the consequences of their energies and their thoughts and their actions and their words and all of that stuff. That's your karma now that you've got to own, and when you own it, you pay on it. So this looks like some kind of, like I said, end to like a codependent financial situation, or the end of some kind of the worry and the fear about closeness, or if it's going to be close or not going to be close with like this other person or like with this group. That's what's over. And wherever you stand, whatever the right choice is for you, you feel healed, you feel relieved, and you feel like amazing. You feel great. I'm telling you, man. It feels like the whole, it's weird. It's like this whole what I've realized is that I am one of those people that like doesn't want to like do anything like big for like birthdays. Now, normally birthdays are the time to like, the energies are real low, so people around you are like, well, you know, like all of that. And you know those people that are just like, don't do that. I don't like that. I think I'm one of those people. Because when you do it and you're like super internal with it on that like solar return and everything, it's like super powerful. It's super empowering. Also, I didn't think I'd be alive this long, so I don't care about like the age thing. So it's like I'm like really riding high right now. So it was epic. I had such a great weekend, and there was such this eclipse happening in my life where there was something so amazing happening and so beautiful and so like magical and incredible, and it was happening like right as something else was like ending and dying, and like it was all being reborn in myself. It was like this whole, I could write a whole little essay about it. I'm not going to though, but it was pretty epic. So you know, there's nothing to worry about. Stop worrying about it. Okay, this is gonna have an organic conclusion, but someone in the situation is gonna be beyond me just saying don't worry about it. They're gonna bug out pretty hard until it comes to this natural organic conclusion. Let's take a look at the fun part. Let's take a look at the magician over here. Ooh, something tried to come out. Ooh, thank you. The 10 of Wands. See, someone is totally bugging. 10 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. The hardest part for me was like the Mars Neptune squares. That's when I was like the 10 of Wands. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But no, I made it. I made it. It's very, very, very strong. So you're gonna make it too. You already made it. If you're watching this, there's a few more hours left, and then Mars station's direct, and then you're gravy, super gravy. So this speaks to literally making it to the finish line and then just it's like when those athletes, when they make it to the finish line, when they score the point or make the goal or drop the basket, whatever the thing is, and then they start crying right away. That's this. That is this. So watch that. What was The Last Dance, or watch like whatever you like, whatever gets you super like, you know, gung ho. Because I mean, you've already been living it, but watching something where you can project your journey into it and feel the emotions right with those characters, or in that case, the docu series, amazing. So that's what this is going to be like to you. So when you come to that moment, some of you might cry. There might be some kind of watershed moment. For me, it was not. It really wasn't that. It was really. I don't know. It was really, really. I'm telling you, that's what I thought the Saturn return was supposed to be, and how I was going to feel after the Saturn return, and it came not at all close to my Saturn return. So it's kind of epic. It's kind of super epic. You're going to feel like $1,000,000 with this magician energy. There's something that I'm telling you that you're able to do that you couldn't do before. You had to bear this, or you had to carry this, or you had to, or you just did. Maybe you didn't have to, and you could have carried it in a better way. Let it go, doesn't matter, because now you get to do whatever you want to do. Okay. I feel like the strength card, when we clarify, will probably be more guidance. What do we need to know about the strength energy? Thank you. Double Page of Swords and double strength. Oh, and the Three of Swords. I'm sorry. There was something sad and bad and sad. That's the difficulty, is getting over some kind of immense, deep, terrible, horrible heartbreak, disappointment, maybe even betrayal, maybe even some kind of expectation. You saw someone and expected more of them, or you forged ahead on a strategy and it wasn't working, and you just kept pushing on because you wanted that strategy to work, even though all the signs told you to stop, go back to the drawing board and figure out something better. And then it really blew up in your face. You know, it's something, and it could absolutely have to do with some kind of test of integrity, speaking truth to power. You know, I can appreciate the difficulty that people go through not holding their friends and family and loved ones to very high moral standards because of what you find out about them, putting that relationship under that microscope and putting it to the test like that. I can appreciate that resistance, you know, so I don't judge it. I'd rather understand than judge. This seems like that happened without you consciously caring about that or wanting to do. You weren't setting out to say, I'm going to test the integrity of my relationship. You know what I'm saying? This is just like you were trying to just be in some connection or relationship, and then it just like, oh. But honestly, there's some convolutedness. I'm not sure that communication is great in this connection. If I'm just getting double Page of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords, this really looks like the air needs to be cleared. So whether or not there was already the test of integrity, there absolutely needs to be some kind of communicative closure or something. Or a document, something to be filed, something to. Okay, so now that we're at the Mars station direct and everything on my side has turned to gravy, I can tell you part of what this was for me. And I saw where it was going in October, and I was saying, please don't let it be this. Please don't let it be this. It was a stalker. Not a different one, not the one from before. This is a different news situation. But now that Mars is station direct, it's all been taken care of. But what it brought up was a lot of, like I said, like the personal history stuff, and my dad stalking my mom, and just like all of that stuff, like subliminal. This is my 12th house, so it's like some of that is my subconscious stuff, and then a lot of it was and is career stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes, which of course is much more fun. So yeah, I had to really, guys, I had to really alchemize that shit. Like, you try to run from your past or karma and stuff, and you can't. You absolutely cannot. Okay, take it from me, especially if you care about truth, love, and integrity, especially if you care about being a good human being on earth, especially if you have a conscience, especially if you want to win victoriously and ethically, especially if you know what I'm saying? So it's just very, that's why I put so much credit on you guys. Like, you guys care about that stuff. So it's harder, but the rewards cannot even tell you. It's so worth it. So yeah, it's all been taken care of. I feel amazing and safe and powerful and yeah, extremely powerful. So wielding your power judiciously. Okay, that's what I'm going to say, is to wield, as Mars wakes up more and more, wield your power judiciously and everything will be fine. If and that's the thing that I was waiting for. I was like waiting for Mars to turn, you know, anyone that was being bad on Mars retrograde from Halloween until January the 12th, all that shit's going to come undone, and it's all going to be very, very messy for them. So, you know, in this connection or relationship, there needs to be some like ironing out or some discussions or filing some paperwork, or that stuff could also come up from the past. Double page of swords, someone's got the receipts, someone's got the logs, the videotapes, the proof, okay, evidence, and that could be damning. That could be absolutely, there could be arguments about it, like, this looks messy, this looks upsetting. And so, you know, it's like, how long have you been carrying that? How long has that been going on? So, you know, another thing is I had to fire somebody. Like, it was like a whole, but like, there's been so many, and you guys have your own Mars retrograde stories. So it's like, you know how it's been. You know, so it's like, doesn't have to be that way. Didn't have to be that way. And so you guys are getting back on track. And whoever this reading is for, you may even, you may really have this come to Jesus moment where you go, I don't have to do this anymore. It doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to be someone's go-between between this person and that person. I don't have to go the extra mile to make sure they're okay. I don't have to do that. I don't have to. I don't have to protect them. I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm getting that very strong. Like, I don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be that way. And I would expect also something to be taken off the table. Maybe a person or a situation. This looks like maybe something in you or someone else that's getting cut out of their personhood or personality in regards to how they, you know, show up to relationships, or in this relationship, this is looking like it's pretty over. Okay, like, but it looks like it's because something comes out. I don't know, maybe that's some kind of, maybe not something that they try to keep from you, like a secret, something that maybe when it comes up, they say, well, I knew you were gonna see it. You know, like, just be careful, like the gaslighting and that kind of thing, because this could even be that where some, and that's the thing, you cannot work with anyone who, when they are confronted with evidence, with proof, with even your testimony, even, you know, your experience speaking as a reasonable, logical person, if they gaslight you and if they just run roughshod over you, or if they double down on the lie, you walk away completely. You have to. There is no other option. Okay. So that could even be what all of this is, that, you know, you try to take, you try to talk to your wife, and then she just, like, she's shut down, totally shut down. Try to talk to your husband. He's just distracted. He doesn't care. Try to talk to, you know, a parent, and they're just fucking crazy, or maybe the drugs and alcohol abuse have muddled their brains. I don't know. But whatever happens to be, maybe you try to talk to your brother. They got all these emotional problems that they've never even tried to work through. and they're not reachable. You try to talk to your best friend and they're in an abusive relationship, so they're totally gone from themselves too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's just, you try to talk to your employee, you try to rally your team together and say, listen, we need to do this, we need to get this done, and they don't fucking care. You know, it's like there's some crunch there. Okay, there's some crunch. Let's get your guidance, and I shall call my person back and see. So I'm sorry that this looks super like dramatic and, you know, but it's over. It's over now. You can move on and you can live your life and you can choose better people, better co-workers, employers, team members, lovers, sex partners, all the things. You gotta do what's best for you and for what you're here to channel and to do here on Earth. Your hard work is paying off. I love it. Your hard work is paying off. New mini Capricorn energy. I'll say that's what I was looking for at this one. Your hard work is absolutely paying off. And it's almost like, this is really interesting because it's almost like someone's had to really have strong boundaries in order to continue doing something already really hard. Like thank you. This is why she had me say the example about the energy work I do in the car with the radio on. It's like you've had to work with some kind of resistance in order to really, but you've had to do your thing and work out resistance, maybe with a lack of sleep or a lack of adequate nutrition or under very stressful circumstances or a very tight schedule or high expectations or big quotas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like really bearing the 10 of Wands with additional pressure and having to maintain your strong boundaries. That's why I'm saying I don't think that's like a boundary crossing. I think that's just like a defense, some defense stuff there. Oh, and then the one that popped is your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to what? Can you get to this without, this is why, you know, it's, so like in real life when I see that happening, when I see like a mom with the kids just not including the father and not making it nuclear, like that nuclear family, that's one of the things that breaks my heart. I'm a Cancer rising, so everything breaks my heart, but that's like one of the things. It's like they don't know how to like, no, I don't want to, you know, step on anybody's toes, but I think making everyone feel included in a group is just like a skill everyone should be interested in cultivating in their own way. You know, maybe a Cancer Sun Moon rising is going to make it all around food and have everyone come in for a snack. It's like one of my favorite things is snacks. You know, but, you know, find your own way into it. If you are, you know, an air sign and you want to have everyone on the same mental wavelength and get everyone there in that same mental astral space to connect on, you'll find a way to do that, and it'll be really fun for you and it'll be organic for you. So it's like, what is your commitment to? What is your longevity? What is your long-term plan? And with this Mars stationing direct, it looks like you're going to have to cut out some ideas about either what that longevity looks like or who's involved, who's going to play a key part in that long-term vision for your life, your home life, your career life, your creative life, what have you. This is so dropping dead weight though. This probably should have been done a long time ago, but now it's like this Page of Swords stuff is coming up and it's like making it a thing now. So I shall leave all of that with you. Okay, so cheers to a lovely Mars stationing direct for all of us. I hope you guys are feeling great immediately and really, really soon. And if not, it'll start. You'll even, you know, going into this weekend, you should start to feel it on the inside. Even if outside circumstances maybe are not happening like as quickly as you want, don't worry about that. That's all gonna like catch up. But you should be feeling, at least energetically, that Martian energy just coming back online. So if you haven't felt it yet, work through some of like this stuff too, if this resonates with you, and then you'll be feeling and really, really connecting with that warrior spirit and that vigor and that virility, and really feeling in your power. All right, my loves, take very good care. I will check in on you guys next week. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.